Many thanks to Jerb, Jaren, DayZ Podcast, Taggy's Tag West, Great Poncho and Black Knight for making this video possible. Directional hit indicators have just been added to the upcoming DayZ patch 1.15 to display the direction that damage is coming from, which has stirred up quite a commotion within the DayZ community to whether or not this should be in the game at all. So in this video we're going to be looking at how these indicators work if they do remain the same, and to give the devs some informed feedback if they are planning on changes. As I'm sure most of you are aware, hit indicators are not new in gaming. Prince of Persia on the MS-DOS had them, Doom had them, and Halo 1 even had freaking arrows. However, the controversial part of having them in DayZ is that DayZ is closer to a realistic military experience than, say, Overwatch, which is a very arcadey game compared. And if you've been in any gaming community for any amount of time, you might have witnessed this constant war between realism and mechanics that give player feedback, which changes from game to game. Now in the current stable version of DayZ 1.14 we already have hit indicators for health and shock damage, which can be seen if we reduce the frame rate to the average frame rate seen on console. As you become damaged, a white flash followed by a red flash gives us feedback that we just took health damage, and a black vignette effect around the edges of our screen tells us that we just took shock damage. Now what DayZ 1.15 adds is a directional indicator in the form of this bloodsplat.png, which is otherwise known in the game dev communities as a directional indicating hit controller, or DIC for short. In DayZ, a DIC will generate bloodsplat.png in the direction the damage is coming from, so for example if you're presenting your rear to the source of damage, the damage caused by the DIC will cause blood to appear in the bottom of your screen. Now unlike Halo's 74 IQ arrow indicators, DayZ's indicators are thankfully not in just 4 directions but in all directions, giving you a very good idea where the source of the damage is coming from. However, it's not the side of the body that determines where the indicator will display. It literally tracks back to the source of the damage and draws a straight line between where the damage was inflicted and where the source of the damage is, displaying a blood splat as close as possible to that angle, which can be seen here by deflecting this bullet off a wall. So in this case, the hit indicator doesn't display from directly in front where it probably should, it displays literally from where the damage source is, so the player. To show you this is a deflection shot and this is a direct shot. If we look at the blood splats, they're in exactly the same place, which means it doesn't display the direction of damage, it displays the source of the damage. First of all, the blood splat will not appear if the receiving health damage brings your health to 0. But if you make a player go unconscious, they will see the direction of the damage via this blood splat and inform their squad mates of your position, making one-shot killing crucial for maintaining stealth if you are sniping players. However, other than the direction of the incoming damage, this blood splat doesn't give you any more information. For example, taking a headshot versus taking a foot shot makes no difference, along with being prone, crouched, climbing a ladder, being in a vehicle, or being scoped in, and being shot at 1 meter displays the exact same blood splat as getting shot at 750 meters. Also, getting double penetrated in the form of a bullet travelling through your arm into your torso will not display a double blood splat. The caliber, gun, or the damage of the round inflicting the damage makes no difference, nor does any protection you might be wearing. Blunt weapons, sharp weapons, fists, grenades, flashbangs, landmines, infected, and animals do not impact the blood splat. Whether or not the damage caused a bleed or not makes no difference too, and taking 2 sources of damage at the same time will display 2 blood splats on your screen. Now while unconscious, you won't see any blood splats or hit indicators while taking damage if you are unconscious, and there are many sources of damage that don't give any directional hit indicator. This includes taking damage from vehicles, full damage, punching walls, getting bleeds from running without shoes, taking health damage from wound infection, taking damage from gas or gas poisoning itself, damage from energy or hydration being too low, running through barbed wire makes no blood splats either, and damage caused by tripping over a tripwire. And finally, being in third person will still display the directional source of damage as if you were in first person, which will change depending on the direction that your character is looking, not necessarily the way they're facing. Now based on what I've seen on the forums, Reddit and Twitter, directional hit indicators has left a bad taste in the mouths of many in the community, but at the end of the day, the shot callers at Bohemia and the DayZ dev team decide what does and what doesn't get added to DayZ. So let's say for example the directional damage indicators are pushed through to stable. How would you change them, or would you not change them at all? Do you like them in their current state? Do you think they should be removed? Have your say in the comments or vote in the poll I've created here on YouTube, link below. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day.